Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our space exploration playthrough. So, in this episode we hope to continue moving towards rockets. I have replaced all of my main smelting with these industrial furnaces with 5 productivity module 3s in each of them. And so hopefully that will keep our mining more efficient. However, there is a large power cost to these. You can see, even just with a few running, I'm at 150 megawatts. When all of these are smelting, I actually was almost using, you can see here, my assembling machine and industrial furnace power usage was actually quite similar. But the furnaces were taking almost 200 megawatts at their peak. So I'm considering just copying my nuclear design here. But first, I guess I should actually, you know what, I'm being silly. These can produce, if I remember the math correctly, 800 megawatts just by themselves. So I actually just need to add more heat exchangers and steam turbines. So 800 megawatts means I should have 80, or well, I guess 40 of these on each side, and I only have 16. So let's just go ahead and add some more heat exchangers and steam turbines. So craft 5 of those. I should probably just grab what I need. I'll need lots of copper plates. And I will need lots of pipes, lots of steel. Take some pipes. And then gear wheels. That should help a little bit. So we've already got 5, 10. We'll add 10 on each side. And then that means we need 40 steam turbines. So I need a lot of electric motors. I'll just take all of them. I need more half pipes. Just missing copper, I guess. This should be a better mini loader. Okay, here we go. Let's try that. Okay, we have none of these, so that's 10, 20. That's starting to take gears. So let's grab some more gears. Got 20, 30, and 40. I will need some more pipes, which my bots are so lovingly bringing me. Okay, that's fine. We can craft 66 pipes. Okay, and that should do it for, I think, what I need to add another 200 megawatts to the capacity. And even with all of that, oh, I need heat pipes, copper and steel. That should be plenty. And I need to upgrade this. There we go. Okay, so I need lots of heat pipes. We'll try 30 for now. And then I'll grab a few more stacks of copper. Alright, let's go ahead and expand our nuclear, just to make sure we have enough power. So, like I said, this can handle up to 400 megawatts, because each of these gets neighbor bonuses. So this one gets 3 neighbor bonuses, so it's essentially 4 times the normal amount, and each of these gets 2, so they're 3 times the normal amount, so 3 plus 4 plus 3 is 10. So altogether, this is 10 times the 40 megawatts, and this is another 10, so that's 800. And then I will need 6 nuclear fuel per 200 seconds, which is about 2 nuclear fuel per minute, which I think I am producing more than enough for that. Yeah, I can produce 99 nuclear fuel per minute, though the Krydax produces 1.6 of those, which produces more than 10. So yeah, we could produce about 20 nuclear fuel per second, or I mean uranium fuel cells. Nuclear fuel is these guys. Which, now that we've got Krydax fully going, I'll just let this chest fill up with nuclear fuel. So we can make sure to have enough. And then I need actually a lot more nanobots, because I used a bunch redoing the smelting setup. So I have heard that heat pipes can potentially have throughput issues with heat. I'm gonna take a chance and just keep extending downwards here. I hope that's okay. If I really need to, I can always, you know, add another heat pipe that attaches around the side. I don't know if that would help, but we'll try it the way it is, and we'll see if we need to do something different. So I will probably need more heat pipes now that I look at how few 30 is. And in between episodes, I did automate my, what are these called? Robo ports. And have placed quite a few more around the base, just to make sure that we have full coverage. Okay, so we need 10 more of these. 10. And then we will get rid of these trees. And now that I think about it, I could have just done the math on how many tanks I needed by looking at one heat exchanger. Because one heat exchanger can handle 10 megawatts. And so we would theoretically want 200 seconds of production from one of these to be able to be stored, because that's how much fuel one cell runs for, is 200 seconds. So 200 seconds of producing 100 per second is 200, 100. I believe that's 20,000. So I do actually only need one storage tank for each of these heat exchangers, and that would be able to store the full amount. The problem is that I haven't had enough heat exchangers to handle all of the heat, so I think I needed some extra at first, but if I fully had the 40 heat exchangers that I need to handle all this heat, then I would only need one storage tank per. But we'll keep it the way it is for now. I don't think my UPS is too much in danger quite yet, so I also just realized I need gobs of these storage tanks. So we'll let my bots bring me some more iron. We'll make sure to not step outside of this range. And I'm also considering cutting out all of these pipes in between. I feel like all of that flow might cause more UPS issues, but maybe not. I don't have the UPS turned on right now for debug, so I'm really hoping I'm not anywhere near hitting UPS issues, because if I am, we're going to have problems. Okay. Need one more tank. That worked out perfectly. Hopefully those bots... they ran out of power right there. That is the way it goes, I guess. Okay, we'll power all these up. And that should really help with the temperature. We'll just have to find out, you know, as long as these here are not getting to 999, and these are all the way on the end are producing steam, then I think we have enough throughput for the heat pipes. But we'll see if that ends up working, because I'm a little hesitant, actually. Because this is getting up towards 999. And if it gets to 999, that means we're wasting heat. But this is heating up slowly. 481. I mean, it's almost there. This is 980 though. Although I guess I still haven't gotten enough heat exchangers to... Oh look, perfect. And it just ran out of fuel. So we might actually be okay, because I also just added those heat pipes, so over time they'll heat up even more. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think when they're at a higher heat, it'll actually transfer kind of the heat down the line more quickly. So they were just getting up to 500 in the first place. So now once we have another fuel cell that gets inserted, I think that'll distribute a lot better. Because altogether, this is still only 26 out of the possible 40. So we'll still be overheating a little bit here just because we can't use all of it in time. But as long as this is not getting to 999, we're actually not wasting any of the fuel. It just can't produce at the full per second capacity. And then I will copy everything below here. Like that. I will flip it. And I believe there's a flip command in vanilla now, in vanilla 1.1, but I believe it doesn't work properly with liquids or with, what's it called? I don't even know if it would work properly with Bob's adjustable inserters. I haven't tried. I guess I could. But I've been using the Blueprint Flip and Turn mod for a while now, so I don't know if I'm going to switch just yet. But we're going to need 20 of those. And I think, yeah, all the heat pipes I can craft. And we will go run around and get some more stuff from our bots, who are wanting to bring me things, I believe. So I can just grab them. We've got plenty of steel, need some copper, and we need iron. I really wish these bots could go a little farther before they run out of juice. I've gotten used to mod packs and the upgraded bots that they have. Vanilla bots are a little dinky, but I shouldn't be complaining because logistics bots are amazing, and I love them. Okay. Let's see if we can finish all this out. Still need some more nanobots. Looks like everything is placed. Yeah, and these ones on the end will take a while to heat up because they're cold. So let's see, how close are we to triggering another nuclear fuel? We're at 20,000 steam. It's when it drops below 5,000 steam that it triggers. So it looks like we're not very close to that. I guess because we're not using that much power right now. But that upped our capacity quite a bit, so I think now with my base running at full tilt, I'll still have a few hundred megawatts of excess power capacity, because I just added, 200 more. So for now, I will leave that the way it is. And then if I really need more, maybe I can have the heat pipes go up. Maybe I'll just use a bunch of nanobots and copy this whole design, or cut the whole design, move it down a little bit so that I have more room for some heat pipes up here. But we'll leave that. So I didn't have extra power, but I have switched all smelting to industrial furnaces. I have not started the glass yet, so I should put solar. Oh no, I already have that. Automate solar and accumulators. So when we do that, we will go ahead and do the extra smelting for glass when I do that part. So let's just see. Let's think about what would a reasonable per second solar panel and accumulator. Oops, wrong one. We need the normal kind. Is 1 per second too much? If the ratios are the same as what they normally are, I believe a solar panel produces 42 per minute. Or I mean 42 kilowatts per second. Well, kilojoules per second, which is kilowatts. And so if I'm crafting one of those per second, there's a little calculator here, then if I have 42 times 3600, I would have enough for this many kilowatts per hour worth of solar panels. 151 megawatts added to my factory's capacity every hour. That seems a little bit like overkill. I think I could probably cut that into a third. 50 megawatts per hour as it builds up over time, because I'm going to have lots of little projects like going to space and things like that. So I think a third. We'll do 0.4. Should be plenty. And then we'll want accumulators. So accumulator. Looks like there's better 5 megajoule. Yeah. Holmium is 50 megajoule and Naquium is 250 megajoule. So at some point we will get better accumulators, but for now this will work, and we'll do 0.4. And we can't put productivity in these, so I will just put all 4 of those around one beacon. I don't even know if I need a beacon. It's only 4 factories. I might as well just put an efficiency module in each. Save myself some power. And all this stuff is a very small amount, actually. Apart from... I think I'll craft the circuits on site, and then... So I just need a little bit of stone, a little bit of copper, steel and iron I can bus in, and then batteries I will need to create more of. And we will want productivity for my batteries, and we will use a beacon. We'll try to affect all 4. 1, enter, 0, enter. Chemical plants didn't have that set up. If we do 1, 2, 5, that's probably more accurate, because I can fit 8 around one beacon. And then, I mean, I could fit 10 if I was really trying, but I think 8 is fine. And then we want to get this down to 8. At most 8 chemical plants needed. So we'll add speed until we're down below 8. And then we'll add more of the efficiency. And there is this weird reality where sometimes speed helps you more than efficiency, so I just double check. So that's 3.2 megawatts. If I remove this and add a speed, it's 3.7 megawatts. So it's not more efficient to have more speed. Sometimes it is, because of how much speed the productivity modules remove. So that should work. And then I will... Yeah, we'll just do all of this, because I don't want to strain... I will use the petroleum just directly, but we'll do everything else on site. And both of these can use the same beacon. I'm guessing 1 speed, or wrong button, down there. 1 speed for each of these should be enough. I can just have 2 sulfurs. Yeah, I would need 4 speed before it drops down to 1 plant needed, so we'll just keep it on 1 and 7. And that uses very little power. And then I just need some petroleum piped in. Beautiful. We'll get circuits going with full productivity. And a single beacon with maybe 2 speeds. Drops me down to 3. Yeah, that works. And then stone tablets. We'll do productivity as well. And we'll use the same beacon with the 2 and 5. Oh, I can have 1 more. 6. And we'll do the same 2, 6. So those will use the same beacon, because I can fit all that around. So 1 beacon, 2 beacons, 3 beacons. That should do it. And I have that many stone bricks. Okay, we'll pin this. And where should I build these? I'm thinking a good place might be here, because I'm not using this space for much else. I might actually delete this whole sulfur red circuit line, because I could easily just use logistics bots to transport those. I'm not using very many per second for all of this. I do need 7 for batteries, though. Let's see, I have stone bricks, copper. I have the coal. Oh, I don't need coal. That's for plastic. Do I have iron and steel up here? Because if I do, I might just use this area above everything. Iron and steel is pretty easy to get. I think where? I thought I had steel somewhere up here. You know what? I'm just going to use bots for all this. Why not? We have logistics bots. We have plenty of power. I'm going to grab some concrete, extend our concrete pad, and we will just use bots. I should also be jetpacking around. It's a little faster, I think. Although for short distances, it's slower because it takes a little bit to accelerate. Oh, I ran out. Okay, well, we'll keep that for now, and we will get started on all this. Okay, so we need one beacon. Just place it here. We'll need some new roboports flying up in this direction. And then around that beacon, I need one making stone tablets, which will go into... Gosh, I really am deciding if I want 3 or 4 of those. Do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll do 4 for green circuits. Like this. Get the tablets from him. There we go. And then we need copper wire. Just realized I didn't make any for copper wire. So for that, with full productivity, let's see how it operates on 2 and 6. We could also do 4 of those. What about 3? Then we only need... Yeah, so I think I'll just switch all these to 3 speed and 5 efficiency. So then we only need 2, 1, and 3. And we can fit all of that around one beacon. So we need 2 making wire, which I can put here. And then I will have them place on a belt going underground like this. Like so. And then that will place wire in, wire in, wire in, wire in. Or no, that's not green circuits. This would be wire out. Wire out. And we only need 13 wire, so 1 lane is fine. All 3 of these are collecting stone tablets, so we will get stone tablets into our stone bricks. We'll do 300. Those are requested, and then we need to put copper plates into our cables. We'll do 300 again. That should be more than enough. And productivity, everything. Okay, beautiful. So that will get those 3 things taken care of. And then we need 1 more, or 2 more beacons, I guess, and some chemical plants. Okay. And all we need input from the chemical plants is going to be, so we make sulfur. So we'll just need copper plates and iron plates and petroleum. So petroleum, we will just extend our petroleum pipe from here. I think I will have enough to spare, but we can always increase our petroleum production if we end up not having enough. I'm gonna power this all up so it'll have some time to... I need to use substations more often. They look a lot better. Okay, I just realized I'm not putting these circuits anywhere, so we'll put those on the bottom side of the belt. Put those on the close side, and put these on the close side. And then we have another beacon. This one will be for chemical plants. This beacon needs 2 making sulfur and 1 making we'll do this and this. These only need water and petroleum. And water comes from a water well. I also was looking at the space exploration website again, and it seems like there might be some planets that don't have water, and I'll make sure to not use water wells on those planets, because otherwise that would completely be cheating. I don't feel like this is as cheating on the regular planet, since there really is water everywhere. We could transport it, but I don't know, for some reason transporting water feels like a waste of time to me. But on a planet that doesn't even have any water, that would feel like cheating. Okay, and both of those need to be inserted into this chemical plant, which also needs water. So I'll just do this. And I can actually insert drop tile, pickup tile like that. Drop tile, pickup tile. So we'll just directly insert, and we need iron plates. But then we have, I'll take iron plates and copper plates from the same chest, craft some more of these. And so I'll place one more beacon. 1, 2, 3. You move this up one tile. 4. We only need 7, so we'll do that. These are all producing batteries. Full productivity. And this has 5 and 3. Okay, so we need sulfur for everything here. And the sulfur comes from this. Try to leave as much empty space as we can for inserting copper and iron. So we'll do stack filter inserters like so. And this one will be copper. This one will be, oh, that's not the, right, that's the filter. And then this one will be iron. And then we'll request iron, copper, double it to 200, 200. We need some more substations. I guess this one could be further out. There we go. And we are outside our logistics network, so we need to extend up. Okay, and we need to insert into these and out. We may or may not be able to fit everything within these walls. So we'll go underground. Grabs from one below. There we go. That should do it. That will be all of our batteries. And I will just put those outside. I don't really want to deal with trying to fit it all in. We have space. You know, I like this shape. We're going to keep it. We'll go up, underground, over. So that will be batteries coming out here. We'll actually have them come down. So that's batteries, and then we need batteries and iron plates to make. So I never did that properly. So batteries and iron plates will be on this belt. And that will produce 4, or we'll have 4 buildings producing accumulators. And those will go in a provider chest. Now let's think about how many do we get per stack? 50 per stack. So one row is 500. That's 1,000. I think... I mean, maybe 2,000 is good. I don't really know what all we've got going on in terms of how many we might need. But we'll have green circuits, and then I need to make glass. I neglected glass. So green circuits and whatever I can fit with green circuits. Probably steel. We'll put steel in here. And then we already have copper on this line. Drop it there, pick up here. Copper is what I want. Okay, that'll be steel, and then we just need glass on the top line here. So let's think about what we make. We make glass out of stone. We don't have stone anywhere near. We could request it. I think I'm storing it in a provider chest. Let's double check. Yep, there's stone, and so we can just make it on site with a single industrial furnace. Well, but I need sand from a pulverizer, so I might... How fancy can I get here? Of course, there's no beacons around where there's sand. I'm going to do something really silly, I think. And we are going to put an industrial furnace right here so that I can use this beacon. I'm going to make glass. And all this stuff is just going to go around it. And then we're going to use the excess sand from my concrete production, which I think will be more than enough, actually, sand. This thing can produce 8 per second. And then we'll output onto a provider chest. And that's not even near the 2 per second that we want. So this was a bad idea. It's because I don't have enough speed here. But I don't want to undo what I had going here. So yeah, 2 per second. Well, we'll get this going as a start, and then we'll just put glass on the main smelting line sometime later. But we'll at least get things automated here. So then I need glass to be in this requester chest. We'll put 200. Right, I need these to be filters. You'll filter to steel. And you will filter to glass. And we'll put this on the top side of the belt, so this can just go on the bottom. And that should do it. We'll have this go up by 1 tile. And this should get us going for solar panels. Of course, my substation is exactly where I need to put things. And change the recipe to solar panels. Okay. And for solar panels, they also stack to 50, item stack size 50, but we're going to need more of them than accumulators. I don't remember the exact ratio, but I'm going to go ahead and fill up 2 chests, so it'll be about double. We'll do exactly double. I'll have to look up the ratio, because I don't remember. I want to say it's about double, but we'll find out. And we're still not producing, so what did I... Sulfuric acid... Oh, I need to supply iron to this assembler. for sulfuric acid. I still have some efficiency ones, so I'll just use these. Might as well save some power. Okay, so we are running. We should see the accumulators going full speed once we get some more batteries. And the solar panels won't be going full speed because they're lacking the glass, of course. Maybe I shouldn't have used logistics bots, but I think they're just getting everything stocked up. Once they start running, we'll see less bots per second. But I guess these can only carry one, so if I'm using 2 per second, that's 2 bots. You know, 2 bots per second for this. The copper, I didn't realize, was 8 per second. That's 8. That's like 20 bots per second that's flying over here. Maybe more like 12, 15. But I think I should maybe run copper up here. I mean, we already have it on this line. And since I upgraded it to a blue belt, it's more than I need. So I am going to change the copper requirements here. That will save quite a few bots. And then we also need copper to be coming in from the side here. Have it come up from the bottom. Yeah, that was pretty simple. So then we won't request copper from there either. So then I'll only need the 2 steel, 2 glass, 3 iron. And that's a lot better. And a few stone. And there's even stone right here if I want to bring it up. I don't think I will. The stone is the smallest amount of thing we need. Okay, there's still a lot of bots that are remembering what they had to do. I guess 2 per second is more than I thought it was. But we have plenty of bots. We'll let it run. We've got the power. Okay, so what else can I do here? We automated solar and accumulators, so those will build up over time. Oil period more, I actually have already completed. I forgot to mention that, but I did go ahead and... I don't know why... Oh, it must have just scanned that square. I'll just fly over. It'll only take a second. I went ahead and put a bunch of pump jacks over here. It's not even that far, so I decided to not go with the train. But I put a bunch of pump jacks here. They all pump into this tank, which then has an actual pump going into a line all the way back to the base. So, nothing too crazy. Pretty much the same thing I did for the other oil. And that has kept me swimming in oil. It's more than I'm using, so at least for now. Oh dear. That will help. We're actually accessing the copper. And then it looks like... Okay, there were just a few circuits on the wrong side of the belt. And we're running freely with all of that. And it looks like I'm producing more batteries than I need, so that once those get backed up, then I'll be using less iron. So, awesome. Solar panels. And this... There we go. Solar panels and accumulators are automated. Maybe the batteries won't back up because those just weren't running. Looks like we produce 2.17 and these use 2.5. So we're actually overproducing on the accumulator rate. I can't really slow them down. I guess I could use the blue assemblers if I wanted them to be a little slower, but that's fine. We'll just let this run. Okay, so core mining is something I want to look into. I did craft one a while back, so let's go ahead and look at it. It's in the thumbnail for all my videos. And there's one small distraction I'm going to do before I place this, which is finish... That's the wrong concrete. This one. I'm going to finish out this little square that I neglected. Because that will bother me and probably you. There we go. Okay, so core miner. I lost it. Here. So large building, what is that? 3... Looks like it's something like 12 or 13 units big. And you just plop it down, and I believe it just generates... It says 11.3 per second. I wonder what that's affected by. And I can't put any modules in it. I can't even click on it. But it creates these core fragments. Quite a lot. That looks like more than 11 per second to me. Yeah, this claims it's 15.6. I wonder if it's the productivity. So it's producing 11.3 times 1.3. Yeah, that definitely looks like more than 11 per second. And then, let's see if I can beacon it with speed. It looks like beacons do not affect it at all. So it just does what it does. It consumes 50 megawatts, and I get a lot of these core fragments. So core fragments, I can process, and they process into all sorts of things. So when I process core fragments in a pulverizer, we get a little bit of everything, and we even get vulcanite, which is part of why I want to do this, is because I have no way to get vulcanite on this planet except with core fragments. And so 16 goes into 6, 5, and 5. That's already 16 ore, 20 ore, 22 ore with the vulcanite, 22.1 if you count uranium. So this would probably produce enough uranium to keep my power going for a while and power itself. Because if I remember correctly, my uranium power production is kind of absurd. Yeah, for 2 uranium you get 0.15, but we decided we're getting more efficiency on these than just the 8. We're actually getting 10 times efficiency. Is that right? No, 3.3 times efficiency. So this is about 4 gigajoules per uranium. So 1 gigajoule, or 1 uranium is 2 gigajoules, basically, when it's all said and done. So 0.1 uranium is 200 megawatts. So this more than powers itself, even just with that tiny amount of uranium. I assume the coal and crude could also be used to make power. Then what else can I do with all of that? So I'm trying to think. The problem is, unless I'm mistaken, oh, we can make landfill, and landfill stacks to 100. So we could make landfill out of excess copper ore and iron ore. Coal. We cannot make landfill out of coal. So coal, I'd have to use the coal liquefaction and then somehow do something with the oil. I could make solid fuel, I guess, out of excess oil. I'm just trying to think of how I could use all the excess things that we have. I assume I can make landfill out of stone as well. Yep, there it is. Uranium, I can only process. So again, we're going to have excess uranium there. Crude oil, we can do the same things we can with coal. And then vulcanite, I can make crushed vulcanite, which can only make washed vulcanite, which can only make vulcanite blocks, which can then be used to make my smelting 50% more efficient. Essentially, 1 block is worth 4 plates, because it, instead of 8 to 8, it goes 8 to 12 with the addition of 1 block. It can give me more glass, but that seems less effective because I've already got not a lot of stone usage anyway, at least for now. I don't need that. And then it makes all sorts of other things that I'll use in space, I'm sure. I don't know what most of this stuff is. Vitamelange. I can also just make solid rocket fuel directly from vulcanite blocks. And I need them for productivity module 4s, which, interestingly enough, I almost have everything I would need, except I don't have machine learning data. And you can only make that in supercomputers, which I need data cards and thermofluid, which needs cosmic water, which has all sorts of stuff that I need to make it made out of water and lubricant in a decontamination facility. I really don't know most of this stuff. We'll get there eventually. I'll need the space scaffolds, which use lots of resources, but we're getting there. I might as well do a couple more researches. We'll research the recycling facility and life support facility, because I think I need life support canisters to give me oxygen up in space. Okay, well, I'm not going to do anything with these core fragments just yet. I don't think the amount of vulcanite that I get will really be all that useful, because I'm getting a little bit less than 16 per second, which means I'm really only getting 2 vulcanite per second. And with productivity modules and everything, I may end up with 2 blocks per second, which is about worth 8 iron per second or something like that. I don't feel like it's worth the hassle right now. So we'll check that off the list and we can play with that at some point. So I think I'm actually quite happy with the place of our base right now, apart from needing more glass here. I think we are firing on all cylinders, and pretty soon we'll be able to launch a rocket. So let's start looking at what we need for rockets in space in general. Okay, so technology-wise, we need to research rocketry and all that. Rocket fuel from water takes 500 seconds. I can't imagine that's worth it, but maybe it is if you put efficiency modules in the fuel refinery. Not really sure. So we are going to want all these rocket cargo safety landing pads, all this kind of stuff. So we'll work towards that. I do need life support equipment, thruster suit, cargo rocket silo, and rocket landing pad. And then I don't see where... Oh, I already researched. Right, satellite rocket silo. So I think that's the first thing we want to do, because satellites... The satellite can discover precise coordinates of bodies in the solar system, and it provides satellite telemetry, which I think gets used somewhere. And we can look at navigation satellite mode and look at different planets in our solar system and can discover new stars. So we will get a rocket silo going, and I just need rocket parts. What do those use? I assume that's just the vanilla rocket is what we're looking at there. Yeah, rocket control units. So I need advanced circuits, processing units, lots of batteries, lots of glass, and iron plates. Okay, and then I think we need heat shielding. Is rocket part, though? Somewhere in here. There's the silo. Huh. Cargo rocket section. I think I'm missing something. In the vanilla game, I thought there was a regular rocket part that you could look at that gets crafted. Well, let's just craft this and see what it tells us. We need steel, electric engines. Okay, so we need 200 of these. We need 200 blue chips, which are all the way up here. And then we need 100 pipes. I'll just use what I have in concrete. We need 1,000. And then we need some steel plates. Of course, I'm out of inventory. Let's ditch a couple of things. We don't need yellow belts or red belts for sure. Okay. Grab a couple more stacks, and that should do it. Has a crafting time of 30 seconds. So that should be done soon. And we'll just see what it tells me I need. I was under the impression that it's just the satellite rocket is the vanilla rocket. And then we'll use cargo rockets. At least that's how it was with Krastorio 2. We'll use cargo rockets to get things into space. Okay. And this silo is probably going to be way out here. I'm going to need a lot more furnaces to craft, I think, the types of things I need for space. So we'll just put it kind of out in the open. Okay, yeah, here it is, rocket part. I wonder why that didn't show up in FNEI. So we need... So we can get the 32% productivity. We need 50 rocket parts, shows there on the right side. And 50 rocket parts are going to be 250 heat shielding. Okay. So I'm not going to need to launch many of these per second. I think I'm only going to need to launch one of those. It's the cargo rockets I want to look closer to. And so I will also craft a cargo rocket silo so we can see cargo rocket section. 100 are required per rocket, and you can recover some. So this is more what I need to mass produce. So I'm just going to worry about that, and I can launch the other rockets with excess from my cargo rockets. So cargo rocket section. Looks like I can get beryllium plates to double my output of these at some point. And I can also pack them in for transport. Okay, I don't really understand everything I'm looking at, but... So if I want to launch one cargo rocket, gosh, every 5 minutes, maybe? Not really sure. Maybe every 10 minutes is the most I would need. So we would need 100 per 3,600 seconds. That sounds reasonable, right? And I get to recycle some, so this would give me slightly more than one every 10 minutes. Then I would need some heat shielding. Whoa. The other question I have is, with the cargo rocket silo, do I get to use productivity? Because cargo rocket sections are a unique item, unlike the regular rocket sections. It says insert into the cargo rocket silo. Let's go ahead and build it. We need basically all the same things, plus 10 storage tanks, which I can never find, and 10 radars, which we can handcraft. And then we'll need to go grab all the same things again. But this will give us some more information on what we need to shoot for. I don't want to produce all these things and then end up having to produce them again just because I didn't get enough. But I also don't want to massively overshoot and build something 10 times bigger than what I need. So we need concrete, 1, 2, 3, we already have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we need blue chips, which are all the way in the corner. 200, and then just the engines, which are here. 2, 3, 4. Bam. And I guess some steel chests. Yeah, I didn't see those. Okay, so we'll see if we can put productivity modules in there. That makes a pretty big difference if you get 30% more for free. Okay, we are almost done. I'm really excited to get to space. This is going to be a blast. It's a whole new world after we start launching these things. Okay, so here's the cargo rocket silo. We'll give it some space. And it looks like we cannot. So it opens this special dialog. Cargo rocket section, 0 out of 100. Liquid rocket fuel, looks like we need 50,000. A little bit more. And then you can load cargo into here as a chest, essentially. And you can launch on green signal, when fuel full, all sorts of options there. And we can decide where it goes. Any sort of orbits or other landing pads. In destination position. And it looks like cargo is not 100% safe. So we probably will want to do as many researches as we can to make sure things don't get destroyed on the way. So this changes the chance that rocket gets damaged. This increases the percentage of parts we can reuse. And this is completely different. This is for delivering certain resources. So I will get these two, reusability and survivability. And that means we can go back to here. So we get to reuse 24%. I'll just leave this all the way it is. I think this is acceptable. What's in a rocket fuel tank? All sorts of things that we are not crafting currently. Chests, inserters, all sorts of things. Okay, rocket control unit, low density structures. This is not a large amount of anything so far that I'm seeing. I could potentially just make these with what I'm already producing. I mean, 0.73 advanced circuits, that's not very much. 0.12 processing, I have far more than that for my modules. And this would be enough to produce... Oh, did I do the math wrong here? 1.67 per minute, that's not enough. I want 10 per minute. Yeah, okay, that's why those things were looking wrong. So we want 100 per 10 minutes, which is not 3,600 seconds, it's 600 seconds. There we go, 10 per minute. Okay, so this is using more than I just had, but still not insane amounts. So we'll want to get all of this crafted and going, and we also need rocket fuel. So rocket fuel, I think it's called liquid rocket fuel. It said I needed, how much? 50.3 thousand. That feels like a lot, but let's see. So 50.3, I guess, thousand, something like that. And then per 600 seconds. So that's 1.68 rocket fuel per second. That is a decent amount of solid fuel. 16.78 solid fuel and 16.78 light oil. So, I mean, if I'm just mostly making light oil from crude oil, that's in the ballpark of 200 crude oil per second for that whole 10 minutes. But of course we can process the heavy oil first and also turn the petroleum into solid fuel, so it'll be a little bit less than that. Okay, so what we can do here is actually erase all these, go back, and in Helmod you can create a separate block for each thing. So, for example, I want the rocket fuel, which I think I accidentally deleted. Liquid. I want the rocket fuel to be its own line. And so I'll go back here. Oops. I didn't put the amount, though. It was 50.330. 50.3K per 600 seconds. And then we can make the rocket fuel its own line, or I guess the solid. Yeah, I've kind of goofed this up. It's kind of frustrating because where did it go? Did I delete it just now on accident? I think I did. Oops. I don't know how that happened. So cargo rocket section, we decided we need 100 per 600. And then that will be a block here, and then you can click on each thing and it makes its own little line. So we can easily see what the requirements are in terms of iron, steel, things like motors. You know, we can break everything into its component parts, but just for these rocket fuel tanks. And then we can do the same idea for the cargo pods, and we can break all this down. There's a lot of shared items, though. For example, we need red circuits for the rocket fuel tanks. We also need red circuits for the cargo pods. So we'll use a lot of the same resources. So I don't know if I want to make them all these separate lines. But I do want to make separate lines for things like low density structure and heat shielding, because those use more of the basic resources. So I'll play with that, I think, off camera and find a Helmod setup that feels nice for this whole thing and plan it out. And then we can work on constructing that in the next episode. So I think I'm going to call this an episode. And maybe in the next episode we can get everything ready for rocket launches. I don't know if we'll get there in one episode, but maybe just 2 more. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.